اوكي. يا رب يكون البث ما بيقطع، مش قادر اشوف صراحة. خلينا نبلش. سلام جميعا، هو فيش حدا معانا يعني. هذا البث بث خاص، بث مباشر بدنا نحضر فيه فيلم اسمه ريفولوشن فروم افار، فيلم عن السودان، الثورة السودانية، وعن الموسيقى ودورها في الثورة السودانية، وبالذات من فنانين اللي برا السودان او يعني كانوا اثناء الثورة برا السودان. طيب هلا انا كل فتره وفتره حصير اطلع هيك لايفات ممبرشيبس بصراحه. خليني احط بس على انستغرام انه احنا هلا طالعين اللايف. ما لناش حدا صح؟ كيف ممكن اعرف كيف ممكن اشوف الفيديو؟ كيف ممكن اشوف الشات عادي يا جماعه؟ انا بفهمش باللايف لسه. طيب هاي حطينا. طب اذا دخلت على اللينك شو بيصير؟ اها now I have access. اوكي cool. طيب تمام. فالفكرة يا جماعة انه كل فترة وفترة بدي اصير اطلع لايفات زي هيك، مش بالضرورة تكون بس اغاني، ممكن تكون شغلات تانية، على الاغلب ما تكونش اغاني يعني، ممكن هيك، ممكن دردشة، بتكون بس خاصة للممبرز، نتعرف فيها على شغلات تانية مع بعض، وبرضه نتعرف فيها على بعض اكتر. خلينا نشوف، بدنا نبلش الفيلم. بصراحة الفيلم مش طويل، مدته ساعة. بما انه ما فيش حدا معي لايف بالشات حاليا، يعني هذا الفيديو راح يضل للممبرز، للاعضاء المشتركين بالقناة راح يضل، فمش راح اوقف كتير لانه مش راح يكون في حدا اللي بحكي معه، فمش راح احاول اني ما اوقف كتير. خلينا نشوف ريفولوشن فروم افار، ثورة من بعيد. ليتس جو.
Yeah, Azza, I still hate water. This past summer, I returned back to Sudan after 12 years of being gone. After 12 years of trying to figure out where I belong. After 12 years of trying to hold on to my motherland, to my Arabic tongue, my culture, and what I remember of Sudan. Trying to hold on to the slowly dissipating memories of home. I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know if my family would accept or reject me. Didn't know if I was still Sudanese enough.
Yeah. Brooklyn, NYC.
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. On our way to catch the Sing Kane show. I'm here in New York and my brother's putting on the show, so I gotta catch him live. We got a big show tomorrow, and it's something special because I think it's the first time a bunch of us Sudanese artists actually gathered together in the same city and did something like this. Shout out to Khalid Al-Bey, much love. He put it together. And it's to raise awareness and also to raise funds for Sudanese artists back home. And at the same time, it's Khalid's book launch here in the U.S. So we're going to perform. I'm performing. Sinkane is performing. So many people going to be on stage. It's much different where I come from in the Midwest. It tends to be very quiet. But here, you walk up and down the streets, it's always something going on as you can hear in the background. You know what I mean? So
New York.
very lively. Kind of reminds me of back home.
When people ask you where is home, what do you say?
That's a difficult question, man, because it's like 4 or 5 different places come to mind and you don't know which one. Home for me, obviously, like, I'm Sudanese because that's the way I was raised, even though I wasn't raised in Sudan. So it's like being born in Egypt, families from Sudan, growing up in the U.S. It gets a little complicated, but all those places are home to me. You know what I mean? One of them is not more special than the other. So it all depends on who's asking the question, really. I love it. I love it.
هذا فيلم أظن بال 2020 أو 2021.
Baby, won't you take me to that place?
طلع يعني.
Cartoons in the night. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Yeah, sorry, I say.
دين ولا بتهيألي؟
I wanna feel it in my body. Feel it in my body, yeah. Feel it in my veins.
كوبيرايت على هذا.
I feel it in my body.
في 1989 انقلاب عسكري عام، صعد عمر أحسن البشير. ليش كنت مكتوب أحسن؟ حسان. تمام. استخدم البشير وحزبه مش هتسمعوني. استخدم البشير وحزبه في برلمان الإسلام السياسي. اوكي، عم بقرأ بالانجليزي لانه حاسس الترجمة مش 100% تمام. فمكتوب انه بشير والناشونال كونغرس بارتي استعملوا الاسلام السياسي والسيادة العربية، فكر السيادة العربية عشان يحكموا what was Africa's، عشان يحكموا أكبر، عشان لعن طبعا عشان يحكموا عشان يحكموا اللي معروف بأكبر بلد في أفريقيا.
عن السودان هيبحث للدول اللي انهارت للسودان يا جماعة. نعم، كان مواطن الخرطوم لكن بيمثلوا كل السودان، والتحية للشعب السوداني. ونأكد له مرة ثانية، نحن خدام الشعب، نحن حراس الشعب، نحن حماة الشعب، نحن حماة ممتلكاته، ما حنفرط فيها. الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، ولا نعبد إلا إياه، ولا نعبد إلا إياه.
سنة 30.
عائلة الشعب ديل ما شاء الله كيف رجال وبيغادي هناك.
11/4 انشال من هذا الاوفيس واجوا الحكم العسكري. يعني هاي الشغلات احنا بنعرفها، واكيد كل حدا سوداني بنعرف الحكي منها. الفكرة من هاي المعلومات هي لحدا مش سوداني او لحدا حتى مش عربي على الاغلب، يعني بقول يمكن مش كل العرب بس فاهم انه لحد الاجانب. الفكرة هي انا هاي عندي مشكلة مع الافلام، يعني مثلا احنا الافلام الفلسطينية تمام، الافلام اللي بتنعمل الفلسطينية هاي اللي بتربح جوائز ومش عارف ايش وكذا، بكل صراحة ولا فلسطيني بيعرفها لانه مش معمولة للفلسطينية. الاودينس تاعها، التارجت اودينس تاعها مش حدا فلسطيني. احنا بنشوفها بنقول شو هالهبل. بكل صراحة انا في كثير افلام فلسطينية حضرتها اللي هي كانت مرشحة لجوائز او فازت جوائز ومش عارف ايش، اللي انه شو هالهبل هذا، انه وين هذا الحكي، فاهم علي؟ انه احنا يعني مش إلنا هذا الحكي، بيكون معمول للاجانب، بيكون معمول لاستعطاف الاجانب، احنا ما بنقدرش نحس فيه لانه احنا عايشين واقع تاني، يعني واقع مش نفس اللي بتشوفه بالفيلم. اقول هون هاي دوكيومنتري، هاي غير كليا يعني، بس فاهم علي؟ المعلومات اللي حاطينها اتس تارجتد للاجانب وفير، ومعمول من الداياسبورا، يعني معمول من فكرته كلها اصلا انه عن الارتستس اللي برا.
كذابين، نحن الشرعية الثورية، نحن الثوار، نحن صبيناه وحنظل صابيننا الى ان تتحقق كل امانينا وكل احلامنا. السودان اللي نحن بنحلم به، السودان الما زي السودان الزمان، السودان الما فيه رشاوي ولا فيه ارتزاق ولا فيه حرب اهليه.
هاي هذا كلنا بنعرفها هاي.
The Transitional Military Council came into these sit-ins and massacred people, initially stating 100 or so people dying, but the death toll is much higher than that. So they disbanded this peaceful protest. The people of Sudan always had a peaceful protest. And then on top of that, they instigated an internet blackout. So if you know anyone who's Sudanese, who's outside of Sudan, they couldn't communicate with their family for the entire month of June. My family and friends in Sudan are sacrificing every day. The least that I can do is talk about it and say something to you guys and give you the opportunity to go on the internet and to check this stuff out. With that said,
Fair.
This next song is dedicated to my Sudanese people. I think of all the people I keep inside me, the ones who came before and fell underneath, the ones I know who watch over me. I think of all the people here on my journey.
يا فردة انت كيفك؟
لحد الان هو الناس اللي طلعوا ما بعرفهمش انا.
طلعنا من الاستوديو لكن راجعين تاني قريبين منه شديد بس مشينا ناكل كده وحنرجع تاني. It's my first time at the space. It's going to be very intimate, close-knit type of environment. A lot of my songs are going to be emotional. I think I'll go.
How does it change your performance? Are you considering different things?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Before I saw it, I had a different approach to my performance, but now I'm switching it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go for more of a spoken word type of vibe, more poetic and less background music.
I was just in Baltimore.
بياض
So where were you guys when you heard that Bashir fell? What were you doing? How did you feel?
Zanib.
I think if you remember that.
Zanib ولا زينب?
I woke up like 5 in the morning and like all these messages and I ran downstairs and like you know how everybody was like sleep like they stayed up all night.
Yeah.
I woke up and my grandmas were just like sitting there. I'm like, what are you doing outside? Like, what are you on? They're like, and I was just like, bruh. I like went back to sleep. So I was like, do I take the day off tomorrow? Like, this is the holiday.
So we're all free then, right?
I was actually in the library. I was studying for an exam, and I was taking a break. And I was like checking Twitter and like studying and going back and forth and listening to music. And I'm on WhatsApp like talking to my cousin and stuff. And I'm like, is it true? Like he's out. And then like it finally came out on Twitter that he was actually out. And when I tell you, I was like screaming, running around. Everyone was just looking at me like, are you okay? Like, are you good?
And my dad was like, wow, that's crazy. He was like, I can't believe I'm alive for this moment. Wow. He was like, Bashir stole 30 years from us, Khadija. And he had this conversation with me. He was like, like, I'm really thinking about going back to Sudan now, you know, because like now we can reclaim it. We can reclaim that time he stole from us.
Well, first of all, my dad was a politician in Sudan, and he was a journalist as well. And one of the reasons why we live in the United States is because he wrote actively against the government in the 70s and in the 80s. And when we moved to the United States, and my dad
وجهه مألوف إلي. I
remember he became this really
حسيت إني شفت جنبه أيدي بروف وأدايسي.
إذا مش غلطان. But it subsided. And I remember asking him, like in the 90s, I was like, why aren't you so hardcore anymore? How come you don't, you know, speak passionately about stuff? And he's like, you know, I don't want to put myself in a noose. And I was like, okay, I see the effects of being exiled on my father and our family. And a couple of years ago, he started writing again. And it was the same kind of like cutthroat, heavy-handed political commentary. And that's when I realized something was going on a couple of years ago. And in December, when the events at Atbara happened, I called my dad, and he's like, something's different. And that's when it really started hitting.
This conversation in general is a testament to why this has occurred in the first place. Every single one of us is in
Isn't this
this
Odyssey?
room in
Yeah.
America for very, very similar reasons.
proof.
You know, so to say that
I'm not
this
mistaken,
started in
yeah,
December, when all of us are either born or living outside for that exact same reason.
Through the revolution and after, how did that change your daily lives? Like how you operated, even within social media? How did the revolution affect?
Oh my gosh, I felt like I was tied to my phone all day, at home, at work, and like I would hit points where I would be so burnt out where my phone would just be like anxiety. If I just look at it, I'd feel triggered, I'd feel upset.
A lot of things that I used to focus on or care about went out the window because every day I would wake up and I have to look and see if any of the martyrs were my relatives. So that changes everything. Like it changed the importance of social media for starters. Like now I was no longer posting, you know, stop hating on the New York Knicks. Now I'm like, yo, there's some, you know, like this is nothing we've seen before. Like I'd come home, visit my parents, and I see my mother on Facebook crying.
There was a period where my cousin, we didn't know where he was. And it was the day of the massacre, and we were shook. And it was to the point everybody was texting and calling each other. And then I remember, like, I muted the group chats because I was like, I was at work. I was like, I can't find out my cousin is dead or in jail over a text message because I knew that's what everyone would do, like, would share it. So what I did is I muted myself in the group chat. And then what I also did was, because I remember I told my aunt, I was like, do you want me to post his picture to see where he's at? Like, you know, like to get the word out. And then she said to me, Bayad, are you going to be okay with the response? Are you going to be able to take it if someone responds and tells you where he is?
I got obsessed with my phone. I was very happy to give away my energy because I was so obsessed. And it's like watching a car accident. You can't look away because you know that something monumental is happening. At the same time, you know that any little thing can just set it off.
And it's like a conflict within myself. I kind of like felt guilty not posting or posting anything non-Sudan related. It became very difficult, like even if it's something serious to me but not related to Sudan, I felt guilty uploading anything or saying anything on social media not related to that.
If you're trying to like reach everyone, sometimes you have to reach them with showing them you're suffering through an extra person. It's like, yo, I'm upset about this, but also, you know, there's this side of me and that side of me.
And at the same time, life is still going on. You can't just put a pause on every other aspect of your life.
Think about what's happening in Sudan and that Sudan can be
is not falling,
a change, can be a change of what's happening right now in the world. Thank you all very much. Mokhair, Araki, Ahmed Hamid, Rami Daoud, and every Sudanese artist that I asked to come and join and do something, they did. And they did it free and they did it in a second. And I really appreciate it. Please, let's just listen and نتونس بعد شوية يا جماعة. ما تاخذ جماعة قدام الخواجات يعني.
I think I've always had an issue with identity and duality. Growing up in the United States and not around people who are Sudanese, made me really confused. And I mean, my entire story as an artist is based around that thing. And after everything happened in December, I seemed to feel like I had this new purpose for what I needed to do with my art and with myself. I felt connected to my Sudanese identity in a way that I couldn't connect with it previously.
There's no one kind of Sudan. Sudan historically is a land of difference. It's a land of people from all over the place, a lot of different languages, different religions, different cultures, different ethnicities, and it's a beautiful place. And these people have coexisted with one another for centuries. As we see a new Sudan emerging in the wake of these terrible situations, we're realizing that we're seeing a new identity form, and we're redefining what it is to be Sudanese. And every Sudanese person in this room is redefining what it means to be Sudanese. I think of all the people here on my journey, how they help bring out new parts of me when I accept my duality. Cause if I ascribe to formality, she'll lead me astray from my chosen path, from where it began in Omdurman. Ya Sudan, Ya Sudan, Ya Sudan, Ya Sudan.
اسمعوا مش عارف الأغنية هاي، مش عارف يعني كل احترام له طبعا وكل حب له، ما بعرفوش. بي صوت الغسالة بصراحة طالع حاسه طالع، أنا سامعه مش عارف. بس هاي الأغاني للأجانب بكل صراحة هاي الأغاني للأجانب، يعني كلماتها حتى أنا حسيتها إنه يعني أو مش بس حتى للأجانب، حتى للناس اللي ممكن يكونوا متغربين كمان، يعني غير إنه للأجانب. إحنا أنا بالنسبة لي كلماتها ما حسيتش، أكيد طبعا يعني أنا مش سوداني بس بعرفش، حسيتها إنه بتلبق أكتر لحدا متغرب، which is fair ما قصديش إنه مش عم بحكي إشي كأنه سلبي، لأ، بس هي إنه هاي الأغنية بتمثل أكتر حدا اللي متغرب بصراحة. مش عارف ايش اللي كنت احكيه، ومش عارف ايش اللي حكيته محمد عركي.
For making African school again. Shout out to Black Panther. I'm kind of upset about what's going on right now with Africans being cool again, because the African accent is all of a sudden sexy again. And I'm mad because I used to have the African accent, I don't anymore.
On my land, we pray 5 times a day. Hope famine ain't here to stay. And still say alhamdulillah when things don't go our way. Man, everybody felt so helpless. The whole diaspora felt so helpless outside, not being able to do anything.
I just felt kind of guilty being in America and not there. And it's a sense of
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm here just behind my TV screen and my phone screen, but these people are actually
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
I thought to myself, these people have nothing to lose. None of us have anything to lose, and they're just going for it. So I could say whatever I want. And then my cousin got pretty banged up by the NISS, and Rami's cousin was killed. And when I saw all of that happening, I was like, there's no time to hold back at this point. We gotta say what we gotta say. We gotta tell everyone. We gotta be pretty honest, because everyone is mad. Everyone's upset. You know, this is 30 plus years of just tyranny.
Yeah. So
did you feel like obviously a certain amount of guilt, and do you feel like it's your duty as an artist to speak out on what's going on? If there was any guilt that I felt, it was the fact that I was in a privileged situation where I could say something and no one was going to come to my door and slaughter me and you know, my family, you know. But I felt like Ahmed was saying, like I felt like what I'm doing is giving inspiration to people in Sudan. You know, they're saying the world is watching and other people like me who do have this privilege are doing something. You know, they're informing people.
Sometimes we're out here and we get so frustrated that we try to give direction, and I feel like that's what we have.
Which is the whole point. كمان مرة برجع بعيد. يمكن أنا بأول ما حكيت بالبداية عن هذا الموضوع إنه معمول للأجانب ينفهموا غلط. ما قصديش فيه شيء سلبي، قصدي بالعكس. That's the whole point. فاهمين علي إنه that's the whole point. to educate الأجانب. إحنا بنعرف كل هذا الحكي. فاهمين علي؟ بس الأجانب ما بيعرفوا هذا الحكي وكسلانين إنهم يدوروا. فمنيح إنه نعمل شغلات زي هيك أنا برأيي. عشان هيك بحبش أطلع لايفات. منيح إنه بس ممبرز هذا، فأي حدا راح يشوفه هم شخصين حاليا. بس لا بحبش أطلع لايفات لأني بضيع. فعشان هيك بفضل الفيديو لأنه بعمل إديت، ممكن أحكي شيء بعدها أفكر فيه شوي أكتر، أرجع أعيد حكي. فاهمين علي؟ عشان ما نفهمش غلط. أحس حالي ممكن أنفهم غلط بسهولة.
Free to give our opinion, but I don't think we're in a position to give direction to people on the ground.
Absolutely.
We're not facing bullets.
There's a guilt in
you know what I mean? We're in the studio recording. We're not facing live bullets.
هلا لحد الآن إحنا شفنا بس أمريكا صح؟
Calculated in what to say and what not to say. The larger the platform, the larger the target on your head. My dad's a horse merchant back in Sudan. He has a bunch of horses, and if anyone knows in Khartoum, the racetrack is where a lot of really, really wealthy people congregate, from politicians to corporations, etc. My dad's got award-winning horses in the mix, and he knows all of them. My dad's a common working man, made his money in America, went back there, got into horses because his father was into horses. And then he finds himself alongside in photographs with the enemies and the allies because they all share this love for horses.
يا الله الحصان.
Fear of speaking out and putting my father's life in jeopardy for him being threatened in order to suppress me getting my music out or my words out. And this is a very realistic fear that the more I spoke out publicly, the more I'm putting my father's life in jeopardy. So I have a national ID card, but I don't have a Sudanese passport now. Last time I went to the DC embassy was the first time it took me more than 5 minutes to get my visa paperwork. Because they had a series of questions about my intent on what I would be doing when I went back to Sudan. And that was very off-putting for me because I've been going since I was 6 years old and I've never had any questions. It's just stamp, go.
We landed in the airport in Khartoum. I rushed to the line that says citizens. My eyes glistening with tears of joy that I'm finally back home. Or what I thought is home. Back to where I was born, and when I got to the counter, I was encountered by an immediate letter of rejection. He asked to see my Sudanese passport to prove my identity. And it didn't dawn on me that my passport was no longer green. Instead, it was navy blue, and stamped on it is American Dream. He looked at me and said, "This isn't the line where you belong." He then pointed to the line with a sign above it that said, "Foreigners." I wanted to scream, "No, you're wrong. In America, I also don't belong. So where am I supposed to go when in both lands I can't claim home?" I rushed to the citizen line, right? You know what I mean? I was like, "I'm a Sudani, right?" I went to the line, and then the guy at the counter, he was like, "Okay, can I see your Sudanese passport?" I was like, "Huh?" I was born in Sudan.
I'm an artist that works on the internet. So for me, I never had borders. I never believed in borders. I always believed that we all understand the same things. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. We're the diasporic community. You know, we're the second generation of being outside of Sudan, but we're still there. Yani we're there. I think this really shows the diversity of Sudan. And this is really what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to reach out to as many artists as possible and say that we're here. Let's do something. Let's tell the world about who we are.
And he happened to get shot and killed. So I wrote this song not just for my cousin, but for Kulla Shuhada, all the martyrs. Allah. Breakfast is tear gas and burnt tires head. Digging in your flesh, bullets from the liar's head. You put your fist in the air and walk through the fire head. 30 minutes later, your life will expire here. Promise you'll come back to me safe, your mama said. That's when you gon' feel the hollow tip drill in your head. You'll be sorry that you left her message on red. Before you could reply, they gon' shoot you dead. Last week, my neighbor's kid went to play in the street.
سوري بس في شي استفزني هلا. انا اليوم حطيت على الانستغرام انه مش طايق انزل فيديوهات. بعرف انه اواب راح ينزل اغنيه، وبعرف في البوم الداهي راح ينزل تمام، وعندي البوم هيفن لازم اشوفه، وفي كمان شغلات تانية لازم اشوفها موجوده عندي، يعني كنت بقرر اشوفها بس انا اليوم مش طايق. مزاجي مش طايق، حابب اشوف هذا الفيلم وبس. طيب حطيت ستوري اني بس مش راح انزل فيديوهات، وبعديها حطيت انه راح انزل هذا راح اطلع لايف بهذا الفيلم. حتى بكتب لي هو بنزل تراك. طب اذا ما انا بعرف وكاتب انه ما بدي اشوف فيديوهات بعدين ما هالشغله. خلوني اتنفس. خلوني اسوي اللي بدي اياه. سوري ان قطعته رامي.
Last week my neighbor's kid went to play in the street. My sister went to play outside. We saw her braided hair fall on the street.
Oui.
I'm trying not to tear up, so give me 1 second. Last week, my neighbor's kid went to play outside. Sharp teeth bullets would seek while he would hide. One bullet bit him on the neck, the other on the side. Now he's fast asleep on his last ride. Oh, the tears dripping down my face, probably. Just imagine waking up and the first thing you see is your brother's soul leaving his body. نطلع في الشارع ومهاتنا شايلين هم. تشتري روح الشهيد بكم. الشوارع عبارة عن سيول دم. لم نخاف من سلاح لجهاز أمن. قلنا سلمية قلنا قصاص ساي. قلنا سلمية قلنا قصاص ساي. Choose an air like this. قلنا سلمية قلنا قصاص ساي. نفطر بومبان ونتحلى برصاص حي. Thank you very much. I don't know who's next, but appreciate you.
حرية سلام وعدالة والثورة خيار الشعب. حرية سلام وعدالة والثورة
خيار الشعب. حرية سلام وعدالة والثورة خيار الشعب. حرية سلام وعدالة مدنية خيار الشعب. حرية سلام وعدالة مدنية خيار الشعب.
المسطرة هناك في عكبرة. سقطوا الكيزان في السودان. سقطوا الكيزان في كردوفان. سقطت بني علبة في خشم القربة. سقطت بني علبة في خشم القربة. سقط المغرور حين الدربور. سقط المغرور حين الدربور. أنا ليا مطالب. جيبوا حكومة الحكم المدني. جيبوا حكومة الحكم المدني. دمر كوز القتل الصايم. ودمر كوز القتل الصايم.
was living for the chance. Like every single day, I'd be like, what did they make up on the
Yeah,
streets
exactly.
today? شالوا وداد وجابوا أماني وزي ما سقطت تسقط تاني.
شفات جو بوليس جرا شفات جو بوليس جرا كنداك جات بوليس جرا كنداك جات بوليس جرا شارينا دا فوق الشرع شارينا دا فوق الشرع يا المجلس هوي ما بتقدرها يا المجلس هوي ما بتقدرها.
It's just energetic,
Nice.
you know, because you say something and people say it with you, you know. So kandaka ja, bolis jara, kandaka ja. It's like everybody's going crazy, you know.
Allah sigwalla wililing wililing. Allah sigwalla wililing. Kandaka zagrat kililing kililing. Kandaka zagrat kililing kililing.
So askariya is like military. So military ruling, la. No. Civilian ruling, wait.
هاي بنعرفها هاي راح تفايرل يعني.
Dang it, man! I was about to book my flight. I wanted to go to Sudan this summer, and my parents wouldn't let me. I was like, guys, I need to be on the streets. You know, they'll be like, Khadija, you don't shut up. You'll be the first one.
Right. Look, they wouldn't let me either.
Like, we're not trying to have me killed, you know? I actually felt so energized. Me too.
And I felt the same way. I felt like juice, like I had this like fire, like I just wanted to fight. Like even when I was in Sudan, I was there in December, like when it started, I was like, let me get out in these protests, want to be in the streets. Like I swear, I was trying to sneak out, like you know what I mean? And people were like, no way. Like my whole family is like, chill. Because they know, like my mouth is too big. And look, it's us against like the world, you know, and we can handle it and fearlessly and with no weapons and peacefully and just
it was peaceful. It was peaceful. Like MLK is smiling in his grave. Gandhi is high-fiving Mother Teresa. Like no blood was spilled. This people, even though they were shooting at us, but nobody picked up a gun and shot back.
يعني غاندي ما كانش حدا كويس يعني بس
The massacre that happened and the last day of Ramadan was just so shocking for all of us. Because we're like, yo, that never happens. Like
for Ramadan?
Come on, man. Like it's the same. Like and you like and it's like the last day of Ramadan and in the most brutal ways. But like
and they took away Eid. They stole the Grinch that stole Christmas.
I think one of the strongest shants are the ones for the martyrs, you know, and you know, may Allah bless them and grant them the highest ranks of Jannah. You know, they sacrificed a lot for the revolution. That's what really kept people going. So there was a chant like دم الشهيد ما راح لابسينه احنا وشاح.
وهاي برضه بنعرفها.
مكتوب عليه وعديد ثورة فليعطى والصفة ثورة فليعطى والصفة ثورة فليعطى والصفة ثورة.
Blood of the martyr is not going to waste. It's around our necks, you know? It's like a scarf around our necks.
ثورة شهدانا ما ماتوا ثورة شهدانا ما ماتوا ثورة عايشين مع السورة.
We have to discuss the fact that all this atrocities Khartoum is seeing now, this was the normal life for people in Darfur. How come we didn't turn our pictures blue for them for all these years? So imagine what they're going through now. They're like, man, all these people in the capital city or northerners or whatever, everybody's showing them love and they're getting all this support from all over the world. What happened to us? Are we not Sudanese? Is what's acceptable to be Sudanese?
I would always bring up Darfur. Like this is only a splash of what happened in Darfur in South Sudan and the Blue Nile. Like this is just
a new.
Tiny.
Still happening.
Exactly, Darfur is still happening. So it was just crazy that people were kind of surprised that it's happening.
I have a connection with Darfur. I'm from Darfur. I'm from Niala, and so so like every time, like I was saying, like there's always a riot, and so like I'm also angry. Like I'm very angry, especially with everything that's happening because. You're talking about like, oh, we didn't believe you. Why would we make this up?
Right.
I don't think people understand like what people went through. Like I only saw a glimpse of what was going on. So what happened June 3rd? Yes, it was devastating, but nothing compared to what people in Darfur went through. Like before you guys knew them as the Rapid Support Forces, they were Janjaweed. Before they were Janjaweed, they were Toroboro to us. So like don't try to change your names because it's the same exact people who have been like terrorizing Darfur, raping the women, burning the villages. Do you guys know what it's like to see a village burn? Like 2007, I was in Sudan. I was going from Kas to Niala. My dad's from Kas, my mom's from Niala. And we were outside the town Bulbul. And so during the time, the government is providing weapons and bombs to the Janjaweed. So basically, they bombed the village from top and they cornered them. They did a little triangle. And I was 12 during the time. Do you know what it's like to see like blood like blood, people on the bus just like bleeding, and women taking what's left of their home and walking back to Niala. Like it's not a walk in the park. The June 3rd massacre, I was just like, this is just the same thing happening over and over and over again. And it's just like, do we matter now? Do we matter? Because the one thing that unifies us now is pain. Because Darfur went through it, South Kurdistan went through it, the Nuba Mountains went through it, and now it touched down Khartoum, and that is why we are unified. And you guys are saying Kul al-Balad Darfur, but do you truly know the meaning of it? Do you truly know the meaning?
Wow. I want to apologize to you.
Yeah, same.
Because when I was here many years ago with my family, there was a rally that was done. And it was speaking about the problems that are happening in Darfur. And of course, a lot of Americans would come and ask questions. What's happening in Darfur? Is it really that bad? And my family would deny it. You know what I mean? Like legitimately deny it. They'd be like, "What you talking about? Oh, it's just the media. It's George Clooney trying to get press." It's. They would completely deny it, and it was just like a state of denial. You know what I mean? Like we didn't want to believe anything bad about Sudan. We didn't want to believe that it was happening.
That's weird. That's weird. I'm just saying. That's very weird.
And in Khartoum,
that's weird.
The seat of power, everybody was denying it because people did not care about Darfur. They didn't give a teat. So I just want to apologize because I played a part in that. I would be asked by non-Sudanese people, and I'd be like, "No, they're just hyping it up. It's the media. It's propaganda. Blah 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 blah." Can I give you a hug? I'm really sorry.
I don't know how I feel about this. حضرني ساكت.
Memories immediately flooded back.
I'm not experiencing what they're
one
experiencing.
time when I was 6 years old, and when my cousin suggested we go on a swim in the body of water that gave birth to us. I remember darkness all around me when my foot slipped and I fell underneath, struggling to breathe, gasping for air, hoping someone hears my silent screams.
يا سلام
انفر يا سجوال يا سجوال.
اسمعوا الفيلم عشوائي. هاي كومنت صار لي ربع ساعة بفكر فيه. احنا زرنا ماشيين نص الفيلم كتير عشوائي، مش زي ما حكيت للأجانب بكل صراحة، للأجانب يعني تثقيفي للأجانب، بس انه مش عارف انا بالنسبة لي مش عارف شو الهدف منه. فاهمين علي جد؟ يعني لحد الآن ماشيين 34 دقيقة وما تعلمتش اشي، ما حسيتش حالي. فاهمين علي؟ انا يعني مش عارف، اظن عشان هيك هو للأجانب. مش عارف لا تعرفت عليهم اكتر، يعني لا تعرفت على الفنانين اكتر، تمام، ولا عرفت ايش سووا بوقت الثورة، بس عم بيحكوا عن مشاعرهم كناس برا. بس سوري انا كحدا، سوري طبعا كل احترام لكل مشاعرهم وكل احترام لكل تجاربهم، بس انا بهمني اكتر الناس اللي جوا. سوري ما قصديش اشي هيك، بس انا بهمني اكتر مشاعر الناس اللي جوا. طبعا كل احترام ومشاعركم فاليد، ما قصديش انه مشاعركم مش شرعية، ما قصدي هذا الحكي، بديش نفهمه غلط. يا الله بي وولف ليش تطلع لايف؟ ليش اعمل حالي هيك؟ مش عارف اطلع الفكرة اللي في راسي. انا هاي مشكلتي، مش عارف اطلع الفكرة اللي في راسي. بس انا مش شايف مغزى لحد الان من الفيلم بكل صراحة. طيب خلينا نكمل.
As to this one, the one who just met a legend.
Percy Miller, Master P. I went in the elevator. I didn't even say hi to him. I was just standing there.
Yeah, I'll be him.
Yeah, and I was just standing like this, minding my business. And then this dude who was supposed to be like a megastar.
Master P, اللي ما بيعرفش Master P.
I was like, oh, okay.
Master P is a
And then
Morgan,
I had to leave him. He was asking too many questions about my mixtape. I had to leave him and go leave.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
get back to you later. My people will get back to you.
Colorado.
Sapa.
Just incredible Sudanese talent. People that we've been following online for so many years, and it's like you finally get to meet them.
Exactly.
Amazing spoken word by this lady right here.
How do you prepare yourself for what you're sharing?
I just feel out the crowd. I enjoy myself. I
get off the energy of the crowd, honestly. It's all about what they're feeling, and I know the words resonate with them because the poems I'm going to be doing are going to be about Sudan, so I'm like super excited. So yeah. But yeah, so I honestly do not know which poems I'm performing. I usually feel out the crowd and then I choose.
It's titled Seeds of the Revolution, and it's dedicated to all the martyrs of the revolution. Their sacrifices will never be erased. All children will know their names and stories, engrave them into the walls and in the textbooks by all the greats.
We got to see Faisal Goes West, my first time ever.
This film, we shot it in 2012, and it's been played in several countries all over the world. It actually opened up the first ever Sudan Independent Film Festival in Khartoum in 2014. Yeah, so tomorrow night, performances. I'm performing. Kane, he's here getting his...
He's checking in right now.
He's checking in right now. He's performing. #1 female artist in all of Denver right here.
What's up, y'all? I'm so excited. Gonna perform alongside these amazing artists. This is an incredible event.
Do you have plans this time for music versus acapella? What's the plan this time?
This one's gonna be all out concert. I'm gonna do a little bit of incorporate some spoken word in there, but it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be beautiful. Having a good time, enjoying myself on stage. Anybody else?
Ready?
So mountains or protests?
Mountains. إيهاب.
والله يا مان الناس دي دايرة تمشي راكي ماونتنز وانا داير اصبها واحنا صابنا يا مان I'm trying to convince them to go to the protest.
كلامنا كيف لكن؟
يا مان والله الناس ديل ما اعرف لكن لازم نوريهم نقول لهم سقطت صابنا.
هم جو هنا لشنو اصلا؟
هاي جايين يعملوا حركات في دنفر وبتاع.
Retweet. So you're not on the mountains now? You're not gonna go hike now?
Wait, what did he say? That's the first song I ever did.
Never stop until I'm in position to make sure it's food on the plate of every nigga that I sit with. But by God, I'm a prosper, and by God, we by God.
That's what But I don't know, the writing process is weird. I feel like it's always different.
Yeah, after the song.
Oh, this is you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Zainab, I love this song.
Hey.
Oh, that's the one you...
I came up with the hook in the shower. I was just singing one day, and like the acoustics are bomb in the bathroom.
This is what the game's missing. We need more like this.
It's fire.
I never panic, bro. Hardly ever manic, bro. Shit Marley once told me, man, that shit out, lil' bro. I never panic, bro. Hardly ever manic, bro. And ever since I've been building my own lane and kicking down those. Listen, never was affiliated, not my lifestyle, bro. But I shared a couple of jokes with a couple of beats and a couple of lows. I see a couple of niggas hating from a distance on the low. A couple of niggas feel threatened by my existence on the low. I'm not wanted. We're keeping it sincere, bro. Reason y'all ignoring me, y'all ain't brave enough to tell me no. When it come to raw energy, admit it. Ain't nobody more realer. When these little niggas was little niggas, I made the whole world feel.
You know who would kill this? Jesus.
Yeah.
That's his vibes. That's definitely his vibes.
Where'd he go?
That's definitely his vibe. He's right out there.
Hey.
Really? You just stopped out?
People telling me I changed. I've been the same since the first song dropped up way back. My people always skipping on the fact that I was keeping up with rappers now rock like ASAP. I made it. I'm here now. My heroes, the peers now. They saw us. That's no help. I just be myself. Be on top of this business. Still say I'm honest. This love, it's awesome. Those screams are costing. This is my shit. They will want to be the played in the games, but still I paused.
Speed is nasty.
Trust me.
It's the friend. Opinion. Sudan should pull out of the Arab League.
We are expecting the Arab world to be with us and they're not, you know what I mean? So like,
well, this is just more Arab world.
Claim yourselves to be Arab.
Like, identity-wise, we can't exclude being Arab from the picture because we have Arabs, we have Africans, you know, and we're a mixture. That's what makes Sudan. So you can't exclude the word Afro-Arab. I mean, that's what I identify
I feel
as.
like there's possibly a difference between being Arab and being
having
someone who speaks Arabic.
اوكي بس هلا الكونفرزيشن تحولت. هو بيسأل عن جامعة الدول العربية، ما لهاش دخل في كل هذا الحكي. هو إنه السودان هو بيسأل هو إيش كان السؤال، إنه ننسحب من جامعة الدول العربية هيك كان.
Language that doesn't necessarily mean you're from that heritage or you're from that background.
So what makes somebody Arab? Yeah.
What makes somebody black? I
Black.
know white.
I don't know, bro.
Opinion. Sudan should not have a national language.
I don't agree with that. I think Arabic is you know, a root within the Sudanese culture, and when you start losing a culture, I think that dilutes the whole identity with, you know, identifying with that culture or identifying with that country, that nationality. So I think the language, the Arabic language, is part of the culture, and so I don't agree with that.
I think it's really important to understand and note that Sudan is a land made of people of difference.
Thanks.
There's a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of different cultures, a lot of different religions, and a lot of different languages that make up what Sudan truly is. I think what you're saying is what has happened to every other culture and every other
fair point.
Other kinds of
fair point صراحة جدا.
You know, you go to northern Sudan and you see that more than what you see in Khartoum, what you see in Kordofan, you know, even. And Arabic and what that represents in Sudan is something that's very new. It's not the only thing that makes up what Sudan is, you know. It's important to recognize everything else and give it as much power and as much substance as what Arabic and Islam have in Sudan. All of that got rid, you know.
I agree with that point,
will
صراحة.
tell you himself, the Nubian culture in Sudan was banned. Look at everyone in this room, or look at everyone here. There are many different faces. There are many different like styles of people that exist, you know, and that shows you the difference of Sudan. You know, it's a very multicultural place. You know, it's a very diverse place.
If you look within your own household, I don't know about y'all, but everybody's a different shade.
I'm like, you're not
Check them out. Jason, check them out. Check them out. Big Good, check them out. Check them out. Boogie Boogie, check them out. Check them out. Check them out. Check them out. E-Hab, check them out. Check them out. You can measure it with doing 365.
هناخد كوبي رايت زي الله واحد. جد يا جماعة، جد سؤال جد، ايش الهدف من الفيلم؟ جد انا مش عارف لحد الان. انا قربنا نخلص ومش عارف.
Here's my introduction. The kid with throw flow with no interruption. I built a function, but not for a production line. I'm one of a kind. That's something you will find. Cause I'm blind to the rest of the game. Those obsessed with the fame. But I'm blessed to the game. So the rest of the game, woo! Hey. Name is the lyricist. Game plan is trauma for listeners. Hey, you heard some real shit right now. Get down the business and give it to your bro style. No foundation. I bash the station till those bastards lace them on my tracks, embrace them. Of how I'm acing tracks, I'm out amazing, praising. I be rising to the top, cause I put the days in. I'm not just hot, nigga, I'm blazing. Hey. Special while I flow to perfection, fuck a chorus. I wrote this section just to promote the complexion. You want the action? Get some, get some, get some. Get some, get up, get out, get some. Get some, get some. 249 in the show. Wake up in the morning, write a nightmare for my notepad. I put it into existence, every fucking thing I dream about. I put it on my mother, I'ma blow and make the team hot. Dream about a day, I get $1 by the ink drop. For now, my pocket's empty, probably except a pin drop in them. I could've stuffed a couple peas up in them. Look, couldn't let them fucking see me hot with them. Had his back though, couldn't let the fucking fiends fuck with them. That's some roll. Okay. Shit, come on. My whole motto is, if you ain't really happy, then the money gon' be useless. Nigga hit a Billy and he left a fucking blueprint. Fuck I'm doing sitting in an office with a suit then. I'd rather be a...
Hey, get something. You need to get up, get out, and get something.
First generation American, the American culture being, you know, the majority of what, you know, was my development. But in a household where I know a lot of us, most of us probably resonate with this, like our parents try to preserve that Sudanese culture and Sudanese traditions within the household. So Arabic is, the Arabic language is one of those like, it's almost like what are they called? Like a not an heirloom, but like something that is indicative of the culture, like something that is a staple. Like I hold on to like what my closeness to the culture comes from the Arabic language. Like a lot of it comes from the Arabic language.
You can be from Sudan and be multilingual.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
if you grow up multilingual and understand it, and it's a shame. It's a shame that kind of pride to anything other than Arabic isn't
not there.
Isn't there? You know, because of oppression. You know, that's happened within Sudan. All of those languages need to be given the same kind of power.
I agree 100% بصراحة.
The diaspora kids, it wasn't just the oppression that did it. I think it was survival.
Yes.
Because when I came to America at like 5, my parents forced English down on me because I was helping everyone with their resumes. I still am. Doing everyone's job applications, like going to the doctors and translating for everybody. So it's like I didn't even get a chance to learn Arabic as much as I could have, let alone my like tribal language. So that's like a bummer.
Do you feel that makes you less Sudanese because you don't speak Arabic or not
as well?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Do I feel less Sudanese?
Or do you feel left out? Or
Yeah, I feel left out.
I don't think you should though.
But I'm literally left out. I'm literally left out.
When I start freestyling, the whole crowd be wildin'. All the way from LA to the New York Island, even in Denver, Colorado. I said I pull up with the Hummer, but she said she prefer that brother. Listen when I'm rhyming, everybody go crazy. Pay attention, you end up in detention. Now that's like even suspension all day long. Yep, I'm right, I'm never wrong. Even when I'm freestyling off the dome, shining like some chrome. Yeah, it's the best. Listen here, when I get down. Shout out to the cameraman, his name is Bentley Brown.
Let's go, y'all. Get some. I'm a trick, I'm a player. Fuck with me, you need a slayer. I got my own atmospheric layer that make the ladies want to interfere in this rap game. I'm a fame. I got a fucking game. I ain't hot though, I ain't the rapper though. Yo, you remember I was telling you guys, I was trying to persuade them to go to the protest.
I know.
And look where I'm at, bro. Like, you see me?
How do you feel now? What's
Honestly, I'm enjoying the scenery. I'm enjoying the vibes, the energy's here. You know what I mean? So can't complain. I'm gonna motivate them. You feel me? I came here to be the catalyst to go back to the protest. You know what I mean? We run on Sudanese.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, man. مش عارف.
made me feel short, bro.
Yes, what's the point of the film?
Some shit.
Yo, man,
I not feel short, bro.
Happens to the best of them, man.
I'm always the tallest guy in the room. Always. Look at this nigga.
يعني بكل صراحة
That joke.
لو مثلا انه هيك تمام، احنا دخلنا في هذا لو كان فكرة الفيلم انه مثلا ايش كيف الثورة اثرت على الناس اللي في الشتات، بالذات الفنانين اللي في الشتات، وكيف موسيقتهم تغيرت مثلا، تمام، كان ممكن هيك يكون اشي. بس احنا لا شايفين ايش موسيقتهم، احنا بس عم بيحكوا عن مشاعرهم وبس ماشي الكاميرا معهم وهم مش عارف شو بيسووا. بصراحة غريب الفيلم، كتير غريب.
The history, the conversations, the politics, even poetry. I can't even appreciate the Arabic language poetry because it's completely different.
We're too American to be Sudanese or too Sudanese to be American. So like if we want to try to be more Sudanese, we're kind of rejected because say like I don't speak Arabic super well. Like when I'm in Sudan, they call me an Ameriki.
Yeah.
يلا كمان مرة جد، أنا ما قصديش، بدي أرجع أعيد، ما قصديش شيء إنه عنهم هم، لا بالعكس، تجاربهم، مشاعرهم، كل إشي فالid وحقهم يحسوا فيه 100%. يعني that's their experience. أنا مين أنا اللي أحكي عنها؟ فاهمين علي؟ ما قصديش على هيك، أنا بحكي على الفيلم نفسه، ما بحكي عن هدول الأشخاص، ما بحكي عن تجربتهم، بحكيش عن حياتهم، لا أنا بحكي على الفيلم بشكل عام اللي مش شايف انه فيه فكرة، مش عارف، مش شايف، انا مش عارف ايش عم بحكي الفيلم. يعني سمعنا اكتر عشوائي كتير، هذا قصدي. يعني ما قصدي انه اللي عم بيحكوه مش مهم، لانه مهم، لانه هاي تجاربهم، هذا ايش هم بيحسوا، ومش لحالهم بيحسوا هيك، اكيد في كتير ناس بالشتات اللي بيحسوا نفس الاشي، فمهم بس انا ما قصدي عن هذا الحكي، قصدي على الفيلم بشكل عام.
But I hate having to decide. Like, I'm either Sudanese or American. Like, I'm literally both. And I tried to explain to someone in Sudan, like, no, you can't be both. And I was like, but how? My parents are from Sudan and I was born here, so how is that not both? And we have so many identities, you know what I mean? There's so many intersectionalities in us as individuals, so trying to define like I'm just Sudanese or it just doesn't seem, that's not in alignment with our reality, you know, because we are both. So I don't like to decide. If someone asks me, I'm both. I'm Sudanese, I'm American, I'm both equally. I'm both 100%.
So you feel like identity is subjective to the individual, like the individual determines their own identities and they can identify with whatever they want to identify with.
Right, and it doesn't have to be boxed in.
That's true for
I don't think it should be either or.
If it's true for them, then it's true.
Right.
But so would it be okay, for instance, like
يعني كمان مرة my commentary is not on their points لأنه a lot of their points are valid غير إنه valid إيش الكلمة اللي بفتش عليها are true إنه في كتير شغلات عم بحكوها facts أنا ما بحكي عنهم أنا بحكي على الفيلم بشكل عام فيلم عشوائي جدا 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 مش قادر أفهم إيش القصة تاعته إيش الهدف منه فاهمين علي؟
You mentioned your brother is the one that doesn't speak Arabic. Would you just any person like he has background in Sudanese but he comes to America and he wants to be American? Is that like okay to just claim America?
I think it comes down to how does he identify? Go ahead.
You know, but can you just choose to identify something even if it's wrong?
Exactly. Can you be transracial?
What is wrong?
For example, like your brother's case.
Yeah, your brother.
He's Sudanese. He can't just. I don't think he can just say I'm American and not Sudanese.
Yeah. Do you feel you have an obligation to go back to Sudan?
I just want to. I'm putting on a jalabia because we have to go to this protest. And there's khaltus and amus everywhere.
Okay.
And the shabab, and there's just too much. It's too much. Yeah. Double life.
Are you?
Yes. The story of the song. Promise you guys are saying. Transformation. Yeah.
Mission is complete.
Double life. You have it. Sudania.
سندس ويستبرق وانا دمي متفرق وانا دمي متفرق واقف وبتفرج وبجر عروس النين لابسه الرحب والحب مليان بخور ولبان ويزغر ده النسوان ويزغر ده النسوان ويزغر ده النسوان يا عزة صوبة 100% يا عزة
الكولومبي يحتاج لجيش جرار وحيث الجيش هذا الساحة شوف ومنين وما جيشنا بالثورة والثوار كل كمين وراه كمين
قاعدين وين يا سعد؟ قاعدين وين؟ دنفر كولورادو؟ بدنفر كولورادو؟ ده شغل عرس ولا عرس ها؟ ده عرس السودان عرس السودان
I feel amazing, can't you tell?
Yeah. You look amazingly tired.
That's what happens at midnight when you've been running around.
It's at midnight right now.
Yeah, it's midnight.
What time was this program supposed to start?
It was supposed to end at midnight. So we're just now might get it.
We're running on Sudanese time.
Okay.
راندوم كثير الفيلم جد كثير عشوائي كثير انا مش فاهم ايش عم بيصير فيش تسلسل فاهمين علي فيش مش عارف مش قادر اعرف ايش اللي فيه ايش حضرنا احنا هلا
evaluate Rami's Tobe get up?
I mess with it after that conversation. How we're saying like Tobe is not representative of
The shoes
Sudan.
are her. That's my American side.
Oh,
Yeah, you know I have to.
goes west.
Multicultural.
It's Arabic and English.
Yeah.
Do you find that as a particular area of interest? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but sometimes you don't want your audience to understand. I was talking to Sinkane earlier, and he was saying you don't worry about your audience. You worry about your authentic self. So they understand it or they don't understand. It's not your responsibility. And I was just like, woo, okay.
My body, my psyche, Amriki, Sudani. When I'm with you, the time's always fleeting. I can't deny you make me who I am. What growth means understanding more than that. Yeah, Sudan. Yeah, Sudan.
4 مرات صرنا سامعين الأغنية. ما عندوش غيرها.
The mind stayed in the struggle for the power. Revolution, what they calling it now. Same to the same, living ways, going crazy today. Feeling caged like a dog in a pound. Hey, sing, Sudani. Shia, Nina, yeah, Zaya, Zina. Sudani. Shia, Nina, yeah, Zaya, Zina.
Shout out to every single one of you in here.
You can tell from my voice right now. You see? Hey, that was lit.
ليلة سمحة مش؟
ليلة سمحة والله رقيس يا زول ربة من أمها يا صاحبي والله العظيم حاجة عصلية هذه.
This whole conversation brings us to, are we accepted as Sudanese? So what do you think?
What I've noticed is that the idea of what it is to be Sudanese has changed.
Beautiful.
And the acceptance of who it is that is Sudanese has changed. All of us did not grow up really in Sudan, you know? And it was very important for our parents to instill in us this identity that you are Sudanese, regardless of what happens when you walk out of this door, you are Sudanese. So we lived a life of duality in our entire life. And it was, for me at least, it was really complicated and it was confusing. And I think since the revolution, all of that is starting to go out the window.
Yes.
I think that people are finally saying, you know what, it's cool if you are Sudanese and did not grow up in Sudan. It's cool if you don't practice Islam. It's cool if you, whatever sexual orientation you have, you know, you're still Sudanese. We're all Sudanese because we're all still, regardless of however we live our lives, we still are dealing with the oppression of being Sudanese, you know, and it's bringing us all together.
I wrote this next track. I'm gonna use a cappella without no music. If y'all don't know, in the very beginning of the revolution in January 9th, my cousin was actually killed out protesting, okay? He was shot twice in the back and later died that day. And so I wrote this song to honor him and to honor all the martyrs. كل شهدائنا الله يرحمهم. Breakfast is tear gas and burnt tires here. Digging in your flesh, bullets from the liar's hair. You put your fist in the air and walk through the fire here. 30 minutes later, your life will expire here.
This movie is not well done بكل صراحة سوري بس كل احترام يعني طبعا كل احترام للمشتغلين على الفيلم وكل حدا اشتغل عليه بس مش منطق تعيدوا الأغاني نفسها أكتر من مرة يعني فاهمين علي؟ مش عارف هلا بنحكي ضايل 10 دقايق بس في فكرة براسي بصراحة.
You got it, man.
Let's go, make some noise for him. You got this, bro. You got this, bro. Rami, 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 Rami. Promise you'll get back to me safe. Your mama said. Rami, 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 Rami.
انه فاهم انه الهدف من هاي اللقطة انه تورجي قديش انه صعب المرحلة عليه وصعب اللي صار عليه which is fair. بس شفناها مرتين فاهمين علي؟
You'll be sorry that you left her message on red. Before you could reply, they gon' shoot you dead. Last week, my neighbor's kid went to play outside. Sharp teeth bullets would seek while he would hide. One bullet bit him on the neck, the other on the side. Now he's fast asleep on his last ride. If you ever wonder why I act so weird, you killed my brother and forced me to watch him bleed. A bullet in your heart is all I need. I can imagine revenge would taste so sweet. Does the pain ever go away? Hardly. All the tears dripping down my face, probably. Just imagine waking up and the first thing you see is your brother's soul leaving his body. نطلع في الشارع وأمهاتنا شايلين هم تشتري روح الشهيد بكم. الشوارع عبارة عن سيول دم. لا بنخاف من سلاح لا جهاز أمن. قلنا سلمية قطة قصاص زي. قلنا سلمية
يعني مرتين عادها فاهمين على هاي.
قلنا سلمية قطة قصاص زي.
ما قصديش انه بالعكس الحكي كثير حلو بصراحة. It's very powerful. It's very powerful الكلام اللي بحكيه حلو بصراحة. الدليفري تاعه حلو. بس انه سمعناها مرتين شفناها مرتين فاهمين علي.
شهدانا ما ماتوا شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور الماضي الخاين عارفين نجيب الدار أستاذ كتب قصة أحمد كتب قصة نقراها للأجيال قصة وطن شامل معروف وطن صور محجوب رسم خارطة محجوب رسم خارطة راويها بدمه أثبت بإنه شريف كل الوطن همه شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور.
Just because I'm in between two bodies of water doesn't mean I can't have two shorts. And just because I'm in between American and Sudanese doesn't mean I'm not enough for both. Between chaos and peace, between Nubian mountains and the Statue of Liberty, between two cultures, two tides, between two mountains that slowly collide, between Arabic tongue and black skin, between Alif Bata and ABC, between black dress and white toe, between pizza and عصيدة بملاح رو, between لا كده عيب and no that's okay, between وضع علي and oh my god, between Wardi and Tupac, between WhatsApp calls and TV screens, between immigrants and citizens.
نتلاقى في الثورة شايلين هموم جيلنا مسلم على وثني حلفاوي شرطاوي ثورتنا منتصرة شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور الماضي من خاين عارفين نجيب الدار تظبط عقب نتلم نقتل على جروفنا تظبط عقب نتلم نقتل على جروفنا دربالنا كله عشم وصانا نفدي وطن ما يشوفوا يوم خوفنا يا ساير استنى يا ساير استنى انا خطوي ديما معاك ده شهيد نصاطينا ده شهيد نصاطينا في الجنة روح هناك قال لك اتأنى قال لك اتأنى اوعاك تمشي بلاك شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور شهدانا ما ماتوا عايشين مع السور شهدانا ما ماتوا
Let me give you the Z. Actually, here go to play with the fool in the ash. Sudan, down. That mean the land of the blacks. That mean the home of the
ناخذ عليها كوبي رايت. ناخذ عليها كوبي رايت. عليها كوبي رايت. عليها كوبي رايت من مين؟ أظن إمباير هدول. إمباير. عليها كوبي رايت من إمباير بتذكر. طيب. يعطيهم العافية. أول إشي جد يعطيهم العافية اللي اشتغلوا على الفيلم ويعطيهم العافية كل اللي طلعوا في الفيلم. كل احترام لهم طبعا. واي شيء بحكيه هلا انا مش على تجربتهم ولا على افكارهم ولا على مشاعرهم، انا بحكي على الفيلم، على البرودكشن. فاهمين علي؟ بالعكس، لانه كل شيء حكوه. طيب خلينا نحكي على البرودكشن عشان بعديها اقدر ارجع على كل شيء حكوه. طيب البرودكشن برايي كتير سيء. الفيلم ساعة كان ممكن يكون 3 ساعة، بكل صراحة بكل صراحة بكل صراحة. التسلسل بلش اول اشي، بلشنا احنا بنحكي عن الثورة، تمام، او بلش يحكي لنا اول اشي بالبداية بشكل سريع، حكى لنا عن ما قبل الثورة بعدين الثورة، تمام. وبعديها صاروا يحكوا لنا عند هم السودانية اللي في الشتات، او الفنانين بالذات، هم هذول اللي شفناهم بالفيلم يعني. حتى كان في طلاب كمان، فمش بس فنانين، فالسودانية في الشتات، انه كيف كانت مشاعرهم في هذيك اللحظة كحدا بعيد وكذا. بعديها شوي شوي صرنا نمشي اكتر بهويتهم هم كحدا سوداني برا السودان. بس كل هذا الحوار اللي عملوه كان يعني الفيلم كله كان ممكن يكون بس في الدائرة اللي هم قاعدين فيها وبيحكوا، بكل صراحة بكل صراحة. لانه كتير شغلات صارت اللي ما إلها كان داعي برأيي. كتير إعادات كان في، مش عارف، عشوائي الفيلم بشكل كبير كبير كبير. كمان مرة أنا ما بحكي على الشغلات اللي بيحكوها، لأن الشغلات اللي بيحكوها بصراحة مهمة. ممكن إنه أنا كحدا فلسطيني ما بحس فيها، لأني أنا مش سوداني، واحد، وتاني إشي أنا مش سوداني بالشتات، تمام. ما I don't know what they're experiencing at all. فما ليش حق بكل صراحة أعلق على تجاربهم وعلى مشاعرهم، بكل صراحة. كلها شرعية برأيي، وكلها فير، وكلها فاليد، وحقهم هذا. انا ما عنديش اي تعليق على هذا الحكي. بس الافكار اللي كانوا بيحكوها غير بعيدا عن المشاعر، الافكار اللي كانوا بيحكوها في كتير شغلات بصراحة بوافق عليها، وبحترم كمان النقاش. يعني النقاش كان حلو انه بيعملوه. بس انا مش عارف شو المغزى من الفيلم. مش عارف اذا هو الفكرة منه انه الصراع الهوية تاعهم، ولا هو تثقيف عن الثورة، ولا هو مش عارف. هو غريب الفيلم، غريب بصراحة، غريب، مش عارف. طيب انا عمليا حضرت الفيلم لحالي، كانش في حدا معاي، فاحنا هيك بدنا نخلص اللايف. مش عارف، انا هذا رأيي بالفيلم بكل صراحة، بكل صراحة هذا رأيي. لو حضرته لحالي بدون اللايف انا متأكد كان ما ركزتش بكل صراحة. طيب لانه كمان مرة بحسه موجه اكتر لحدا اجنبي او لحدا من الشتات، بكل صراحة ما بعرف، يعني بعرفش شو رأيي الناس اللي مش السودانية اللي مش بالشتات. بس طبعا كمان مرة برجع بعيد، جد ما قصدي اشي انا سلبي، لا بالعكس، كل احترامي لهم، وتجاربهم جد فاليد، شرعية، مشاعرهم شرعية، كل شي بيحكوه شرعي. لانه انا ما بقدر احكي عنه، انا ما جربته، ما عشت حياتهم، ما بعرف شو اللي هم بمروا فيه. فاهمين علي؟ فما بديش انفهم غلط بصراحة، وما بديش انفهم انه انا بحكي عن الافكار اللي بيحكوها او بحكي عن شغلات اللي بيحكوها، لا انا بحكي على الفيلم. الفكرة تاعت الفيلم عشوائية، ما حسيتش انه واضح 100% ايش الفكرة تاعته. معظمها عن الهوية، تمام. بس بالبداية كان مثلا بيحكوا عن الثورة وكذا وهي الشغلات. وزي ما حكيت انا كحدا اللي بيعرف عن هاي المواضيع ما حسيتش انه ضاف لي اشي جديد، تمام. غير انه ممكن تعرفت على البرسبكتيف تاعتهم، المشاعر بالهوية والضياع. بس برضو بكل صراحة في كتير فلسطينية بحسوا نفس هذا الحكي، فأنا سامع هذا الحكي منه فلسطينية اللي في الشتات. وعشان كمان برضو نكون في الصورة، في كتير شغلات اللي حكوها، مثلا انه لما كانت تصير الثورة وهم هناك كانوا يحسوا بالذنب وانه حابين يرجعوا. مثلا انا على سبيل المثال درست برا، في مش مهم وين هلا درست، بس درست برا، تمام. فترة من الفترات اللي كنت بدرس فيها برا كان بيصير في احداث في البلد عنا، وكان نفسي ارجع. انا مش قادر اعمل ولا اشي، كنت انا بس بدي اكون مع عيلتي وبدي اكون مع اهلي، والبلد ماكله خرا، سوري، بس البلد كانت ماكله خرا، هي دائما ماكله خرا يعني، بس اكتر ماكله خرا، كان في احداث وكذا. مش انه ما فيش احداث، دائما في احداث. بس مش عارف، فاهمين علي؟ انه كان في اشي فوق عن الطبيعي، على اساس انه يعني في اشي طبيعي، هون في اشي طبيعي. كنت احس انه جد بدي ارجع، ففاهم اللي بيحكوا فيه، هاي النقطة فاهمها. بس انا ما جربت اللي هم جربوه، انا ما انولدت برا، ما عشت، فاهمين علي؟ انا مولود هون، عايش هون، فما بقدر اعلق على شيء تاني. كتير برمت، انا برجع بعيد، عشان هيك بحبش اطلع لايف. بالفكرة براسي بتكون شكل وبعرفش اطلعها. عندي مشكلة لازم احلها. بعرفش اشرح، والحمد لله اني ما طلعتش معلم، ما طلعتش استاذ، لانه كان الصف كفكفني. طيب يا جماعة، هيك احنا بنكون شفنا فيلم Revolution from Afar ثورة من بعيد. عمليا حضرنا بث مباشر او هذا البث المباشر خاص للاعضاء المنتسبين بالقناة، فراح يكون موجود للاعضاء المنتسبين بالقناة فقط. ممكن بعدين نعمله افيلبل للكل بس ما اظنش بصراحة. وزي ما حكيت كل فترة وفترة راح يصير اطلع بثوث مباشرة زي هيك، ممكن نحضر فيها اشي، ممكن بس ندردش. فشكرا لكل حدا مشترك بالقناة، وبتمنى انه تشوفوا هذا الفيديو، بتمنى يعجبكم. واذا حاضرين الفيلم احكوا معي انتوا شو رايكم، بالذات اذا في حدا مثلا ممكن من السودان او حدا من السودان الشتات، برضو بحب اسمع البرسبكتيفز تاعتكم، وجهة نظركم على الفيلم. وتصبحوا على خير يا جماعة. انا اليوم مش راح اعمل فيديوهات تانية. شكرا لكم على المتابعة، بتمنى يكون عجبكم الفيديو. اذا عجبكم تنسوش تعملوا لايك وسبسكرايب، وفي الديسكريبشن بتلاقوا رابط الانستغرام اذا بتحبوا تعملوا لي فولو. شكرا، ان شاء الله اشوفكم في الفيديو الجاي. وسلام.